I think that very first game against the Rangers is going to be the identity for the Lightning for this season. There's going to be a lot of eyes on Victor Hedman on that first game. There's going to be a lot of eyes on Carlson on that first game.
Yo, welcome to the Ice Palace. Welcome to the Ice Palace. That Ice Palace, Ice Palace, Ice Palace.
Welcome to We the Thunder. My name is Rob Rashoot. My friends call me Shooter.
I don't know shit all else about anything else, but I know my game of hockey.
That's right, Phil. And with me, back in the saddle, is Thomas R. Schooley. What does the R stand for? Nobody knows. We don't even know if that's his middle initial, but we call him the Professor. Espo, what do you got to say about him?
Who knew that I was going to go a little bit deaf?
Yeah, he's gone a little bit deaf too, Schooley, in his old age. And it looks like we are not connected to Facebook. So if you're trying to find us on Facebook, you're probably not going to find us. Anyway, if you liked that intro, make sure you send us some pictures in the next week or so to @WeTheThunderPodcast or WeTheThunderPodcast@gmail.com. There goes Schooley. Because I'm collecting some pictures, your pictures of you at games last year in and around the arena. We're going to feature you guys in the next intro. Like you saw, we've got some fans in the original intro. So new intro for a new season here, and we're working on that this summer. So send your pics to WeTheThunderPodcast@gmail.com. I already have a bunch. I think I have plenty to make this happen. But hey, if you want to be included on that, send it over. And remember, if you send us an email with your picture, you're giving us permission to put it in that intro. Thomas Schooley, welcome back. Are you actually there?
By the way, there was no song playing there. So, FYI.
Oh, well, maybe for you, I heard
it.
it.
I noticed that last week when I was replaying you and Tate. Thank you to Tate for stepping in last week. I noticed there was no song on the intro then either. I forgot to say something until I just heard it today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with our stream software lately, but yeah, unfortunately, we did not make it onto Facebook today, at least We the Thunder Podcast Facebook. So I'll post the backup. We're on Shooter in the Stash. Yes, that Shooter in the Stash page is still alive. And actually, we are on Instagram right now as well. So if you're popping in on Instagram, just know we don't see your comments in our little chat box here, like we do with Roger Greenberg in the house. Hey there, Lightning fans. How's it going? It's going pretty good, Roger. This week on We the Thunder, we've got Schooley back. We've got, we're going to start with some reactions because we wanted to hear a little bit about Schooley's opinion on some of these free agents. We've got some news in Syracuse. We want to talk about Stevie Y stepping away from his role. We're going to talk about NHL 27. That's right. We're going to talk about video games. Probably not for very long. And there was a Pat Maroon sighting last week. But, of course, the main topic today is the schedule came out today. The 82-game schedule, Schooley. The 82-game schedule came out.
84.
What a softball. That's called a softball in the industry, Schooley, or at least in the softball fields. That's right. We're going from 82 to 84 games next year. So 2 extra games to cover in the schedule reactions. Schooley, did you look at the schedule thoroughly yet, or did you just take a little glance like I did?
No, I looked at a lot of it. I was interested in some matchups. I was interested how many back-to-backs, most home games, most away games. Pretty interesting that we start against the Rangers. Just so happens to be 77 days from today. Victor Hedman number against the Rangers in New York. And then 2 days later, we open up the Benchmark Arena against the Caps.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I'm just distracted because Facebook, as I log in, has told me they've removed our stream because of copyright. Which is funny because We own everything that is playing on this freaking channel. So anyway, I'm gonna make sure I get here's the funniest part is we're still streaming on another Facebook page. So
Yeah.
whatever, it's ridiculous. Freaking Facebook. If you can, follow us on X, follow us on YouTube, follow us anywhere but Facebook because they're freaking killing us. So anyway, I'm gonna grab this link and throw it over to the Thunder on Facebook so you guys can get there because I think we just shared it with a bunch of people that might want to come on and join us. Say something, Schooley.
Let's go Bolts. No. So of course, the home opener here is against one of our off-season pickups, original team. So, and my guess would be the first game for the OV. No, I think they open up at home before, but the OV going away tour. Of course, he hasn't announced that it's going to be his last season. I would imagine maybe it comes out before the season starts, so all the teams start giving him gifts and cars and all that kind of stuff, like they did with Flower.
Yeah. You think this is it? You think this is the last season for Ovi?
Oh yeah. He only signed a 1-year contract.
I don't know. I thought I saw something where it was like his wife seemed pretty cool with him, just keeping on. But
yeah, his wife might be, but I don't think he or any team really wants him. I mean,
okay. Well, let's talk real quick. Yes, we are going to talk about the schedule mostly on this show, but we got a couple other things here. And let's start with these free agency acquisitions. Let's start with the prize for the Lightning, John Carlson. What was your thoughts on bringing in the wily veteran?
Great pickup. I like this one. This wasn't actually my favorite of the three, but I like this pickup, and I think he's going to bring a lot of stuff for the team.
Right-handed defenseman. What about the next on the list here? Ilya Mikheyev from the Chicago Blackhawks.
From what I've seen and what I was reading about him, I think he has a lot of potential, and I think this might be this year's ace that we got.
I think you're right. Definitely a 20-goal scorer, potentially 20-goal scorer, especially on this roster. Keep an eye on him. And then finally, this is kind of the puzzling one, Jeffrey Veal. Fourth liner, tough guy. This was the one that had a lot of people scratching their heads.
This is my favorite. To me, he's between Pat Maroon and what was his name? JBB's worst deal. Yep, Tanner Jeannot. I think he's a cross between Maroon and Tanner Jeannot, maybe like a Boyle-ish. And I like it. I think he's going to bring a lot of energy to that locker room and pump some people up. And by the way, I think that Chicago guy, I think that was a Nick Paul upgrade.
See, I kind of compared him to Bjorkstrand. Kind of fill that role offensively, although I don't know if, we'll see. I think they're going to give him some good ice time. So we'll see where he ends up landing in the lineup with this team. But overall, you firing JB off season?
You forgot one. My favorite pickup.
The goalie?
The new backup goalie.
Hildebeest. All right, so you're pretty high on.
Goodbye, Johansson.
Still on the roster.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully not come opening night. There's going to be, they think, like 4 teams that will have 3 goalies on the roster opening night. But I'm hoping the Lightning are not one of them.
Tate was
But yes,
pretty
I
high
think
on
he'll.
him too. I think he's still unproven, and he's a big boy. I like that, but these big guys got to be able to move too. So
Yeah, but we've seen these young big guys. You take Bussy in Carolina. These young big goaltenders seem to do good. For you get like 4 or 5 years out of them, it seems like it, before teams really figure him out. So I like it. I like the pickup that he's going to be the number two. He's going to learn from Vasi, which obviously the best goaltender in the league. So, I really think, is this a Ben Bishop, Andre Vasilevsky scenario? Um, could be, but Hilda's going to have to wait longer than Vasi did behind Ben.
yeah, you would think. Yeah, so he doesn't get a graphic, but overall, you're not ready to fire JBB. You started to get over some of his past moves. You're going to let him keep him around for another year.
I don't know about the full year.
JBB's getting fired mid-season.
Yeah, there's still some questionable things over the last couple of years that, I mean, his predecessor just got promoted, demoted, um,
Oh,
whatever you want to say.
what a segue this guy gives me. Steve Yzerman. Um, it's weird because he's still with the team. He's kind of stepped down from this position, which is always like, well, what does that mean? Is this like because you were told to step down, or is this because you wanted to not be the GM of the Detroit Red Wings anymore? I think it's probably the first one, right? They wanted to start.
I believe this was the owner giving him a nice way out. You just go home, collect your paycheck. We're gonna say you're gonna stay on as an advisor, but don't come over in here near Yzerman Way again.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll be
I
interesting to
saw,
see.
I saw this cute little meme or something that said that the owner went to Yzerman and was like, "Hey, we're gonna get rid of you as the GM and president, and we're gonna make you an advisor." And Yzerman's response was, "Do I still get to keep my desk?" And they said, "Yeah, we'll have it shipped to your house."
Yeah.
So
That's the new work from home plan, Steve.
that's right.
So, um, well, obviously, he did wonders in Tampa. Lightning did not strike twice for him in Detroit. But, I was looking, and I just had AI
Did
pulled.
he? Did he do wonders here? Because this was a debate I was having in Thunderbolts.
Yeah. With some of
He
the
put us
moves,
in cap hell.
well, yes and no. I mean, some of the moves that he was able to make, like the trades that he made to make the team competitive, the drafting that they did in that era, which some people will say, like, not all the credit will go to him. It's the scouts that, are finding some of these guys. Yeah, he was a big part of it. But with what he did in Detroit, it's not like it was horrible. Like, he tried to bring in players to Prinkat through a trade. Patrick Kane signing was probably a couple years too late. I think at the end of the day, if you compare his time here with his time in Detroit, the moves he made here were way more impactful. Like, it just didn't hit the way that it did here with some of the players that he drafted and brought in. And then combining that with last year, which again was supposed to be the year they make it back to the playoffs, and what a disaster last season was for them. So,
And then you have your captain asking for a trade.
and they haven't even traded him. And you wonder how much that has something to do with it, where he's like not making a move, and the owner's like, "Hey, what are we doing here? It's, we missed the prime time to trade this guy past the draft and past free agency." So a sad day for the old GM of the Lightning. Would you take him back here if JBB decided he was going to move on?
No.
Now you're done with Steve Yzerman.
Yeah, send JBB to Detroit. Keep
I mean,
following.
based on that team and the roster and some of the youth that they have, did he do a bad job, or is it the players? We talk about this all the time throughout the season with our team. Like, is it the players or is it this guy's fault?
I think a little bit of both and coaching. I mean, they've had what, 3 coaches under him, 4 coaches under him. Blashnell being one of them. So it's he didn't have the luxuries that the Lightning had with like a Stamkos draft pick. You know, they didn't have the number 1 draft pick that gave you a generational talent.
A lot of top 5 picks though in that time.
Yeah. But I don't think, and I think this showed a lot of bit of what the GM failed to do. I mean, you know, but this coming season, I think a big we saw this in the off season and with all these different trades and stuff, these no move clauses and these no trade clauses were they're like handed out like water now. Where back in the day you only had 1 or 2 players on your team. Now everybody gets it, and I think that's. And you got Larkin, who basically can tell you what team he wants to be traded to. And they're saying within the next couple of years, when they do the next CBA, that there's probably going to be a provision in there that, you know, you have to stay with that team, or if you don't stay with that team, you forfeit some of your money, or you have to give up. If you request a trade, you have to give full. There is no modified clause, or you don't get to pick your team. It's you have to be available to all teams.
Yeah. By the way, I have now been banned from Facebook for streaming this show. So we are not on Facebook at all right now.
I see those up there, both of them.
We might not ever stream to Facebook again because this is bullshit. It's crazy. Well, I would like to know. I would like them to tell us what copyright we are violating with all of our own stuff. But anyway, that's is what it is. Let's keep going because we are still out there, and yeah, you guys are still out there watching. We got some questions in the chat. I wonder where the Lightning will trade JoJo. I think it's anyone that will take him at this point. Can we get a 7th round pick? I think the Lightning would be pretty happy with that. All right, we got another non-Lightning topic before we get back into the Bolts here. Schooley, are you a gamer?
No.
Well, I know some people are. And
I used to be, but not anymore.
The only reason why I bring this up is because this is like one of the only video games I really still enjoy playing. NHL, EA NHL, the next version is NHL 27. They actually announced a lot of the stuff today. It comes out on September 11th. And Macklin Celebrini, imagine being a 20-year-old hockey player in the superstar hockey player in the NHL, and you're now on the cover of NHL 27, and you got a team building around you. You're playing in the Olympics with your Canadian heroes. Life must be good for Macklin Celebrini.
You had votes for the MVP trophy.
Yeah. 20 years old. Look at this guy. So good for him getting the cover there. When are they going to put Kuch on the cover?
He wasn't he, years ago?
No. We've had.
I know.
Head
was in the vote.
I think we've had Stamkos. I know we've had Stamkos, and I think we had Marty.
Was it Marty or Vinny?
I think it's just those two. We'll check. We'll post it on X later.
I remember years ago what they were having where you could vote for, and Hedman's was up, but he didn't make it.
I'd like to see one of our guys get it again. I think Vasi would be a good candidate. All right, top features. Connected franchise. You can create online leagues with 32 human-controlled teams. I might do that. We might do a We the Thunder connected franchise. Authentic arena atmospheres. We'll be the judge of that. They got a new broadcast. They got ESPN play-by-play with Uche Gross now and Darren Pang. Real world.
It was Vinny LeCavier and Steven Stamkos. LeCavier in 06 and Stamkos in 12.
Okay, for some reason I thought Marty was on in 06.
No.
All right. Well, it's 20 years ago. What are you going to do? Ultimate Team Editions. The problem with this game is it's the same thing every year. They just update the rosters. So we'll see how that goes. Other Lightning news. TampaCuse goes on. So they've signed a extension with the affiliate, the Syracuse Crunch.
They just signed one with the Solo jersey also last week.
Say that again?
They had just signed one last week with the Solar Bears. Now all three, yeah.
And then our friends, the Everblade, just announced today that it's the Pittsburgh Penguins is their new affiliate. So there you go.
Because they're owned by them.
Oh, are they? Well, that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah, the new owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins that just took over ownership is also the owner of the Everblades.
Oh, what a match. What a match. So, yeah, excited to have some more time with Syracuse. I kind of wish our affiliate was somewhere else because I would like to go visit and see some games and stuff, and Syracuse is not, like, high on my destination list. I kind of wish they were in the South somewhere. Like, it'd be cool if they played in, like Jacksonville. What's the Jacksonville team? The Hitmen or Icemen or something like that?
Icemen. Jacksonville Icemen. They're an ECHL team now.
Yeah, I guess that's different. They're not AHL. So anyway, it's always good because it's the stability of the franchise and the system and all that stuff is good to have that locked in and not worried about it. Syracuse is going to be pretty interesting. I saw Connor at the the dev camp, and he said he would definitely come on sometime and talk about the Crunch a little bit more. It'd be good to get a little update on what's going on with the Crunch because they've got a lot of moves happening there with players coming in and out and a whole new squad of goalies. So maybe that's something we'll do before the season starts because I always wonder. I don't really keep up enough with the Crunch. And, we got to find out what's going on up there. We're going to have some new guys in the system. Here is
we'll find out more as training camp gets closer.
We've got in the chat here, we've got suggestions for JPB. Extend Kucherov before it's too late and sign Vladimir Tarasenko to a 2-year deal. Would you do that? Would you go Tarasenko? He's kind of like been bouncing around to a bunch of different teams now.
No, I don't think he's any good anymore.
Yeah, well, he's definitely not what he was, but bottom 6 scoring guy, maybe. What about this Kucherov extension that has not happened yet? I thought it would happen by now. Are you starting to get worried? Is this Steven Stamkos 2.0?
No, he didn't sign his last one until, into the preseason of the year that it was expired. So, no, this doesn't surprise me.
I guess that is a good point, but does that mean he's not going to sign until next June?
Possibly. I mean, next October. I mean, I think it was like October 16th or something when he finally signed his last contract. And JBB said they've had discussion, but they weren't like that close at that time. That was like 2 weeks ago. So I saw a lot of people speculating with that whole schedule announcement thing with Vasi that was going to be, and I was like, I don't think so.
I heard that from a couple people too, but it was definitely the schedule, which we'll get to in a second.
I know Tarasenko's stats. I just don't think he'd be good on this team.
Schooley's not really a good judge of NHL talent like I am, but
oh yeah.
Ask him about Gage Gonzalez. Frosty's asking our confidence level going into the next season. Do you want to give one? So, Frosty, I think you came around this season. Usually the first episode right before the season starts, we have a very special guest named Sonia Bryson Kurtzy come on. For the last several years, we've done predictions, and we actually go back at the end of the season and we review those predictions. I don't think I can give you one yet because I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think we know who is going to be on this team, but we don't really know who's going to be on this team. You know what I mean? So my
Yeah.
confidence level is definitely a 7 or 8 right now.
My confidence level is going to see how Hedman's training camp is.
Yeah, it's still kind of early to really give a true confidence
Yeah.
level, but the reason why I give it so high, it's like, I mean, look at the ballers we have on this team. They're gonna be good. The big question mark is, of course, you're gonna be good for 84 games and then shit the bed again. It's gonna be a long season. I like this guy. Too bad we don't have 3 stars in the chat tonight. All right. Schedule. Let's do the schedule.
Okay, before we do that, I want to ask the chat. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 3 different people that we know of. 4, maybe.
Well, there's almost 200 people watching, but we got a bunch of cucks out there most of the time. We got like 10 people in the chat.
Bubba, is that you?
Rest in peace.
Yeah. See, tell him Marduk. Tarasenko would gel with
I
the
don't agree with that. He's Russian. We got a bunch of Russian guys. We got not a bunch. You.
But does that all Russians get along?
Yeah. You know, Ukraine used to be part of Russia.
Yeah. So was Belarus. So was.
Touche.
So I do have a question for the chat there. There's something that we have been thrown around exploring and stuff like that. If we had the ability to do a 1-hour show on the radio, a real radio station, if we could come up with sponsors, would you guys listen to it?
And it would be on the weekends.
Yes, it would be on a weekend.
I think you got your people right here. I don't know if I don't know if people listen to the radio as much as you do.
I'm always in the car.
So that's a good question. I don't know if people really listen to the radio these days. This is a video internet show. This is one of the only. Actually, this might be the only live show about the Tampa Bay Lightning. I guess they do the power play lunch, which is live, right?
Yes.
So that's it. It's just us and them. I don't count Jay Retcher because Jay's talking about everything, but he's in that live boat. But yeah, I guess Mish and who does that? Greg Linelli have power play lunch. Hey, but they shut it down for the summer already. So still, for some reason we're still here.
The other thing is that would also include on the app and be able to replay it too. So
Schooley's just always wanted to be a radio star.
no, no, I just like talking Tampa Bay Lightning hockey.
I don't know. We'll see about doing that. I mean, we do get, believe it or not, hundreds of people that watch or I guess listen to the podcast every week. And I do upload the video now. I started that last season. So you have the option on Spotify to watch the show. But I guess if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you're just listening. All right. Schedule. You want the breakdown first, or you want to just go take a look month by month?
Do the breakdown.
The breakdown of the schedule. It's 84 games. It's 84 games, brother. What else you need to know?
How many back-to-backs? You got all that? You got all that
There
down?
you go. Yes. So I wasn't expecting to do math here, but we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 back-to-backs. October, 13 games. The most is going to be December with 15 games. And you can see the breakdown there. We've got the most home games in November with 8. And then we've got the most away games in both December and March with 8 each. Overall, looking at this schedule, and I really just glanced at the schedule because I wanted to really kind of go over it almost live on here. I think the schedule's okay. I felt like when we looked at last year's schedule,
Where'd you get the stat from, real quick? Sorry. Where'd you get that October and that breakdown there?
with me looking at the schedule.
Because according to the Lightning, we have 13 back-to-backs.
Isn't that what I said?
No, 12. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Yeah,
11,
12.
12. We have 13.
No, I just counted them myself. So we'll go through the schedule and count them. The breakdown by week or what by date of the week is there's 8 Monday games. There's 15 Tuesday games, 6 Wednesday game. By the way, during the season, we go live on Wednesday nights. That's the main reason why. There's not as many games. Thursday, there are 20 games. Friday, there are 4 games. Saturday, there are 26. Basically, the Lightning, once we get started, play every single Saturday. If you look at the schedule.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, just a couple on Sunday with 5. Homestands, you'll see as we get into it, we've got the longest ones here are a 6-game homestand in November, a 5-game homestand in February, and then we have 4-game road trips. So none of the road trips are longer than 4 games, which I guess is a good thing. But we've got 4 of them that are 4 games long, and March is going to be definitely a tough month. You can see the 8 away games in March. That's 2 4-game road trips. So that is your breakdown.
And December
is hard.
December and March feature the most road contests with 8 each. So I'm just reading real quick what the Lightning sent out. Of opening their slate at Madison Square Gardens. They open their home schedule October 3rd against Washington. First of 3 homestand. Tampa Bay will play 8 games at Benchmark International Arena in November, more than any other month. They'll play 7 home games during December and February. Both December and March feature the most contests with 8 each. December will be their busiest overall with 15 total matches. They'll play a total of 13 sets of back-to-back. They'll play 8 of those with both games on the road, 4 with 1 at home and 1 on the road, as well as 1 featuring both games at Benchmark. We have 28 games Atlantic Division, 24 games for the Metro, 32 games against Western Conference. The All-Star break, what is that? It's February something. There'll be at least 2 NHL games every night. This is just around the league. There will be at least 2 NHL games every night, with the following exceptions. November 20th, there is no games. November 24th, there's only 1 game. November 26th, there's no games. December 23rd through the 25th, there's Christmas break. And February 4th through the 7th is the All-Star break. We also have our bye week during that week.
Nice. Okay. Well, we heard it on Wednesday. We opened the season at Madison Square Garden. So New York Rangers, the new look New York Rangers on Thursday, October 1st. Now remember, usually we start the season like October 7th, maybe 10th if it's late. But because we got a couple extra games, we start the season a little bit earlier this year. And then they also announced the first home game, which is going to be Saturday night at the Bench, 7 o'clock, October 3rd. Ovi's farewell tour starts right here in Tampa Bay. And then you can see we've got basically a 3-game homestand here to start off the season with the Caps, Flyers, and Minnesota. That's a good way to start the season. I like at least having those games at home because, as we know, I think Washington's a wild card. So is New York. Washington definitely should be a better team this season. That's why I'm like, that's going to be a tough game. And then Philly, playoff team, young, good team. And then Minnesota, we know that they are one of the few powerhouses in the West and probably will remain so next season. So a nice little 3-game homestand to get our hockey going here in Tampa Bay in October. Any other highlights you see here in October you want to mention?
I think this is totally going to be the Lightning's identity in this first month. we took last year. October was abysmal for the Lightning. Started out, what was it, 0-13. They have to get out to a quick start this year, and these are some tough teams. I mean, you got that Vegas, Colorado, Utah game there, that road trip there that we usually see later in the year coming right out of the gate. So you got to kind of have to. It's going to be tough games this first month, and if you're coming out better than 0-13, starting even 6-6, to begin with this, I think that's a lot more you can build on than you were last year. It's going to be interesting. The opening night, I think it's going to be really interesting to see the players that last year had a bad year and what it's going to look like. I'm excited. We talked about, picking some of our important dates, and I think that very first game against the Rangers is going to be the identity for the Lightning for this season. There's going to be a lot of eyes on Victor Hedman on that first game. There's going to be a lot of eyes on Carlson on that first game. So it's going to be very big how they get out of the gate against that Rangers. And I don't think that Ranger team is – I still think they're imploding from inside out.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out because we play them twice in the first month of the season. And I think you're right. I think it'd be smart of Cooper to remind these guys how last season started. Historically slow start to the season. We thought we were in trouble after the first couple weeks of the season, but obviously the team bounced back later on in the year. But yeah, I kind of like that road trip right towards the beginning of the season. The Vegas, Colorado, Utah. I mean, that's a brutal trip because you have some of the best teams in the West Coast there. But remember, we've heard it from media. We've heard it from guys that have played for the organization before on this show. These road trips are what helps the team kind of bond together. So I do like having that kind of a longer trip at the beginning of the season, especially with Vegas, because look at the buffer here. There's not you got 2 days before, you got 2 days after. We know they're not going to fly out on Sunday and let these guys go nuts, but they're going to do something fun in Vegas, and the team will probably help organize that. And then you've got the back-to-backs over in Colorado and Utah in the mountains. So I like that. I think that's going to help bring the team together in that first kind of real road trip of the season. And overall, definitely the potential to get a good start to the season here.
By the way, I don't know if Serena and Adrian are watching, but they are going to miss the home opener because they will be in Vegas for the Metallica at the Sphere concert.
Ooh. All right. Lucky them. November starts with 2 games at home, Detroit and Chicago, and then one of those 4-game road trips. Again, 4-game road trips are the longest of the season, and there's several of them throughout the season. November 7th, the first one starts, and that's going to be kind of like your central. I guess you'll throw Buffalo in central as well. Road trip, and then back here for our longest homestand of the season with the 6 games starting on the 14th till basically the end of the month, and then we have got a game against the Panthers to kind of round out November. It must be the 26th must be Thanksgiving this year. That means we've got
Thursday.
Yeah, it must be. So we've got a before Thanksgiving home game, and we've got a Black Friday home game. Anything in November you're liking?
Buffalo. It's our
Buffalo.
first game against Buffalo.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Two games against Buffalo. December. It will be a December to remember, Schooley. And why is that, you might ask? Because we start off December with the Montreal Canadiens in Canada land. So a quick road trip out to Canada, a couple home games, and then kind of a busy schedule around the holidays. We've got the Blues coming in. I swear the Blues came in right before Christmas last year. And then the day after Christmas, maybe some of us go down to Sunrise and watch, hopefully our guys beat the Panthers. And then we've got a New Year's Eve game, Montreal Canadiens, and note the 2 p.m. start time so you can be out and about for your New Year's Eve night. Schooley, do you go to the New Year's Eve Lightning games? I don't think they had one this past year.
We did last year, right? Or the year before. I had stopped going to it because it was a madhouse down there because of the boom or whatever they call it. So I stopped going to it. A couple years I went to it. And then when you were trying to leave, it was crazy with everybody trying to come in and stuff. So this is why they started doing the day games, because of that traffic nightmare.
Get out. I think if you're going to do the whole thing and you're going to stay downtown or go to the Lightning game and you want to celebrate New Year's Eve downtown, you book your hotel room this week.
I think it's interesting that this is when the first time we play the Panthers, not until December.
Negative. You play them in November.
Oh, sorry. November was the first time we played them, which I still thought was kind of odd.
Both away game.
Yeah. The first two are away, yeah, against them. Also, Halloween is in Nashville, 2:00 game as well.
On Saturday. All right. January was good to the Bolts this past season, but they had, remember the schedule for last season had like 5 more games than this one does. But this is another 4-game road trip. This is your Western Canada trip, starting in Seattle. We'll count that. And then to Vancouver and Calgary and Edmonton. Traditionally, we do pretty well on that trip. And then back for a pair, and then on the road for 3, and then back for some more games. Any highlights here in January?
Sorry, it's hard for me to see that, so I'm looking at it in my phone. Boston. So I think if you did anybody watch the outtakes from Vasi's little thing? He was talking about he gets to go see his best friend Jeremy. And then he's like, Swayman. We just call him Jeremy. So the rematch from the outdoor series game.
1:30 p.m. Isn't that Patriots Day?
Yes.
Also another holiday, but I don't like that. I don't like pandering to their Monday day game. All right, February, as you mentioned, we got
That's also a weird away trip, isn't it? Boston, 2 days off, New Jersey, then Detroit. Like normally it's like a Philly, Pittsburgh, Boston, or New Jersey, New York.
Yeah, it's a little spread out. And as I mentioned before, if you notice these Saturdays, like, dude, it's like every Saturday this team has a game. The exception is going to be Saturday the 6th, because that, I believe, is going to be either the All-Star Skills Competition, if they're even doing that. Who knows what's going on with the All-Star game?
No, they announced what it is.
Oh, they are.
So,
okay. So that's probably Saturday, and they'll probably do the All-Star game on Sunday.
So it's February 5th and 6th. It's 5 teams: Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA, and a world team, so the Russians. Roster constructs of 9 skaters and 2 goalies. 3-on-3 round-robin tournament. 4 5-minute games during round-robin. No overtime games. Ends in tie. Top 2 teams in the round-robin advance to the final. Point system: you win, you get 2. You tie, you get 1. You lost, you get 0. So that's the 5th and the 6th.
You know what you just reminded me? We skipped over a huge game. Gasparilla game.
What was that?
Gasparilla game.
Oh.
There is none again. Gasparilla should be the 23rd. So once again, there is no Gasparilla game. That's disappointing. I wonder if that's because like those games were such shit shows. I love the Gasparilla game. All right, so another long homestand here in February with the 6 games starting with Dallas, Colorado, Florida, the Ducks, Toronto, and then Sharks. That is your chance February 23rd to see Macklin Celebrini. Well, if you want to see him.
Gasparilla is the 30th, January 30th.
No, can't be. Gasparilla is no. Are you sure?
That's what Google says.
Oh,
Main
you're
Gasparilla
right.
is on January 30th.
There is a guy.
So we do have a game. Buffalo.
Where are you seeing Buffalo? It's the Islanders.
Sorry, Islanders.
You can't see it. Yeah. All right.
Buffalo's
So
the first game of the month.
Islanders. All right. We're back on track then. We got the Islanders. February, we kind of talked about long homestand. And then March, you got the Kings. That's the West Coast kind of California trip. I love how they stuck a quick detour to Chicago on the way back. And then another 4-game road trip right in the middle. And this is going to be another tough month for the Bolts, but at least they get to come home for the last 4 games of March. Highlights here. And by the way, we are going to, before we get out of here, we are going to give you our top 3 games of the season.
I think this month makes or breaks probably some standings in March there. You got a lot of Eastern Conference 4-point swinging games there.
Tampa sports girls going to the New Year's Eve game. 2:00 start time, Debbie.
She don't have to go far.
Actually, I think I have tickets to that game, Debbie. All right. March looks great. And then finally, April season ends on the 10th with the Boston Bruins coming to town. 8:00 game must mean that is a nationally televised game to wrap up the season. And that's also usually Fan Appreciation Day. So if you want to go to Fan Appreciation Day, don't book your tickets yet because I think they changed it last season and it wasn't the last game. Yeah. Right? But yeah.
April, we have that game that first Saturday against Boston, and then the very next Saturday against Boston. It's back-to-back Saturdays in against Boston.
Yeah, to round out the season. So overall, like I was saying before, to me, this schedule doesn't look nearly as menacing as last year's schedule. And I forget, I should have gone back and listened. I forget why last year's schedule looked so bad to us. Maybe because it was a schedule with the Olympics, and it was just like, man, like January was every day. It seemed like we had a game, which ironically was when we were playing our best hockey. So at least, you get a little bit more of a pace, you get a little bit more rest, and it's not like we have the most back-to-backs in the league. And actually, I have the stat up there I saw from Twitter earlier. We don't have longest road trip of 7 games. We've got a bunch of 4-game road trips. We don't have longest homestand, which is 10 is pretty crazy. And fly together is the Ducks, I think. And then most back-to-backs, the Pens with 15. So we have 13, we think. 12 or 13. And then the least back-to-backs. Vegas seems to always be on this list. 8. Flames have 8. So overall thoughts on the schedule before you give us your must-see games of the season?
I thought it was pretty even scheduled out. I don't like when we that month of April. I don't like when we see a team and then a week later see that team again. Like, let's do them at the beginning of the season and at the end of the season, or it's kind of hard to really get into it when you just face the team to face them again.
I don't know. I think they like that. Setting up some fights. Tanner Janot versus, what's the new guy's name? All right. I'm curious to see how many of these same games we're going to have on here. So do you want to go first? Give me one. We'll go back and forth. Give me your first one. 3 games. Must see. Home or away? Doesn't matter.
Away, opening night.
Opening night. See, we don't have the same because I would never go as low to pick the opening night game. Are you talking about opening night in New York or Tampa?
In New York. New York.
Okay, so
Opening
game
night.
1. It's not our
Yep.
opening night. You going to go? You ever been to Madison Square Garden?
No, I have not.
Yeah, we must have talked about this last season when I made my debut. So, yeah, if you want to go to Madison Square Garden, you better start early. I think that was the only game in
No, they play there again on the 13th. Same month.
Oh, that's not a home game?
No, that's an away game.
Oh, yeah. So if you want to go to, want to see the Bolts in Madison Square Garden, book your tickets now in October. You got 2 chances. All right. So I'm going to go with my first game. It's going to be a home game. You kind of mentioned it, so I'm hoping you don't have this one, but they play the Buffalo Sabres twice in November. I'm going to go with not the first time they play them up in Buffalo. I'm going to go with November 22nd. I think November 22nd at home. You know, we're going to see what bad blood there was because obviously there was last season between the Sabres and the Lightning. We're going to see that in Buffalo for the first game. But, you know, is it going to boil over when they play at Benchmark International Arena on the 22nd, which is also our Thanksgiving week, right?
5 p.m. game.
Sunday. It might be Kids Day that day. We might have to usher out the kids because we might have some crying. Oh, the other reason why I like this game is because we need to show up. Because remember all the freaking Buffalo fans that came out of the woodworks last season. We need Lightning fans in the stands November 22nd for Buffalo's first trip to town. Because Buffalo thinks they have a team now. One good season doesn't mean shit. All right. Who you got? Second must-see game.
Again, an away game. November 28th, Florida Panthers. First game against the Panthers.
Same freaking game. That's exactly the one I was going to put. Yeah, down in Sunrise, our first regular season game against the Panthers. The new look Panthers with the Kachuk Bros. All right, since you took that one, I'll take the one that Buck Skull gang has here in the chat. Day after Christmas. I might consider going to one of these games since they're both around the holidays. It's not that far of a drive. I still haven't been to a game in Sunrise. So
Really?
yeah, I don't really want to go. But Saturday, December 26th, day after Christmas, let's I think that is known as Boxing Day in Canada. Let's make it Boxing Day in Florida and beat the Panthers. All right, give me one more must-see game.
And this one's my personal must-see game.
When's the Nashville Predators come to town?
December 29th.
December
December 29th. Return of Stamkos.
Stamkos' third time back?
Yep.
It's been so long. He was going to be a free agent soon, too.
Yeah.
All right, so you went with that, and I went with December 19th. This is a Saturday game, away on the road, but this is the first time that we will see Darren Radish and Nick Paul against the Tampa Bay Lightning in Maple Leafs jerseys in Toronto. So I will not be at that game, but I will be tuning in to that game. And I guess since we mentioned that one, we've got to mention when they come back to Tampa, which is not going to be till March 30th. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, I don't think they have a home game until the end.
Wow, that's the very end of the season. Darren Radish might be cut by then. Yeah, so Toronto, that's crazy that they don't play here until March 30th. There's 5 games left in the season. Just double checking to make sure I'm not missing anything. Not though. That's wild. All right, well, we still play them on December 19th, Saturday night in Toronto. So there you go. It doesn't feel like as exciting. I remember like last season was so exciting because we had the Olympics and everything that was going on around the Olympics, and you had the stadium series, and like this season just seems more boring.
I think once the season starts, it won't be as boring.
I guess. We'll see what happens. There was a comment in the chat for you. We talked about this last week when you were gone, but where did it go? About a certain player, right-handed shot coming to town. There you go. This is a question for you.
Line
Yes or no?
I would like for them to. That would be one I would get behind.
Me only because he's under 30 and he's got a right-handed shot, and I think you might be able to get him for like a 1-year decent price because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't want to sign a guy
My
like this.
problem is why is he becoming such a traveling player?
Well, that's the reason why I think the Lightning will not get him. I think he's
Right.
a bit of a problem player as far as attitude goes, which we haven't really seen the Lightning deal with those types of players, especially bringing them in. I mean, they've tried to bring some in, but they didn't last long. Looking at you, Howard and Druin,
And look, Druin got bought out, and nobody's picked him up.
he's available too.
Are you surprised with some of these people that are still not signed, like Tarasenko, like Line, like Patrick Kane?
No.
Who else? Who else is out there?
These guys are all kind of in the twilight of their career. So.
Yeah. What do you think about Bob going to Toronto?
I think it's a good move by Toronto. I don't know what to make of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, they could be really good, or they could be the island of misfit toys.
That's going to be my guess there. I think you're having way too many Chiefs there now. I think they're trying to find their answer for Marner, and it was not with Paul or Bob or
Kenna, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If he comes out with Celebrini, then that changes that whole team.
What about Markstrom down in the Panthers now?
That's great for us. He's a very inconsistent goalie. So I like what the Panthers have done on paper. They're definitely not as good as they were a couple years ago.
No, and they're now the third oldest team in the NHL.
Yeah. The Kachuk trade was crazy. But and I don't know if they're done. I guess no, I don't know if they're done yet. They might have to make some other moves. Do you think we're done? Think the Lightning are done?
It wouldn't surprise me if there's one more. You got to think they're going to try to get rid of Johansson. So are they going to get a bag of pucks? Are they going to get a draft pick? And are they going to offer that with somebody else to get... I don't know if they make another big splash, I think they're always looking, but it's weird that, Hollebeck hasn't been traded yet. And the belief was that they were talking about trading him to Buffalo, but Buffalo wanted, but Winnipeg wanted their goalie, and he wouldn't waive his no trade to go to Winnipeg. So, Pekalene. So, it'll be interesting. There's still some dominoes that have to fall in place.
Yeah, I don't see us doing much. I don't know. I mean, if we did, it's going to come through trade, and I don't know if anything's going to really happen at this point. Now is the real off season. One more question for you, and we'll leave this up there for the chat. We posted this on the other day. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on Facebook now. We might be banned from Facebook. But a little game here. Schooley, which one do you think it is? I want to hear in the chat, if you're still out there, which do you think is the proper and correct puck from this picture?
I'm going to say 3.
3? I want to hear from the chat if anyone has any guesses on this one.
Sorry, 1.
1. 1. Okay. I want to hear from the chat, and I'll ask you one more question while they're letting us know in the chat which Eric Chernak puck actually went in the net. We will reveal that before we sign off here. But the question for you is, the Lightning allegedly were very close to trading for the Norris Trophy winner, Werenski, in Columbus. Are you upset that they did not get him?
No.
Why?
No, from what I saw was going back, I rather had Mosier.
I was going to say, what did you see? It was definitely Mosier. Then who else?
I saw Moser. I saw with Geeky, which you can get rid of a Geeky package me Gage Geeky, and some draft picks. But then I'm even worried about. Well, I heard O'Reilly, which I wouldn't want to get rid of O'Reilly. Are we doing a more? What are you doing for me now, or are we gonna build for years to come?
Seems like we're all in right now.
Yeah.
So the rumor I saw was part of the package was O'Reilly and Mosier. That alone, I think should have got it done, but apparently they weren't biting on it, so they wanted more. And I'm glad they didn't do it. I mean, I want Werenski, and Werenski might end up here. Obviously, he would like to play here, but that was a lot.
Yeah, but he came out and said he wanted to stay. He wanted to stay in Columbus. He isn't going nowhere now.
Yeah, but that was more of like hey, I'm not gonna like hold out or anything. He's still got 2 years left on his contract, so.
And that was right after Coach Bonus had came out and basically said, "Screw you."
Yeah, I think he's still going to be moved, if not at this trade deadline next summer. So, still a chance he ends up as a Bolt, but we got a lot of defensemen under contract right now. So, and I don't want to lose JJ Mosier. That's the thing about JJ Mosier, and especially like Darren Radish. We'll find out in Toronto pretty quickly how much of Radish's lack defensively was picked up by Mosier, who's one of the best defensive defensemen in the league, who he was paired with most of last season. So we'll see if Radish is exposed by not being paired with a great defender.
By the way, shot number 4.
Wrong. Just kidding.
That's where he breaks the camera.
Schooley, we can't get nothing by you. We can't get nothing by you.
That's where he breaks the camera.
There it is. Yeah. I'll tell you what. Chernak doesn't score too many goals, but when he does, they're awesome goals. Usually. He had that like wraparound goal last season too. So yeah, there you go. We'll post that on probably not Facebook now, but post it on the others where we posted that picture so you guys know what the answer is. Actually, I have another one of these too. I'll post at some point. I got some of these pictures that are going to be used for our intro from Samantha Diane Photography. She's got some awesome pictures that we're going to be using in that intro. So if anyone else wants to join us in the intro, it's going to be a lot of pictures of Thomas Schooley. And
Yeah.
So send us your pictures, We the Thunder Podcast at Gmail, and we will get those added into the new intro too. And if you do want to go to any of these Lightning games, go to SeatGeek.com. Try it out. Strike 20 is our code. So buy your tickets through SeatGeek. Everyone has been using it even throughout the summer. You can go buy your concert tickets, your baseball tickets, anything you want. If it's available on SeatGeek, it's all a legit service, and you can get $20 off your first time using SeatGeek. We love SeatGeek, and every time you use that code, it helps us out tremendously. We have another affiliate named Psalm Sleep. You guys have probably been noticing those bags under my eyes. They're not as prevalent today, and you know why, Schooley or Thunderbug? Why is that, Shooter? Oh, because I've been using Psalm Sleep. Next episode, I'll have to bring out the little Psalm Sleep packs, but it's just this little pack of powder. Mix it in your water 30 minutes before bedtime, and off to La La Land you go. So if you're listening to this, I will put in the chat, or I'll post on our X account about Psalm Sleep. And Schooley, you haven't tried it yet, but I have saved some packets. I've been using it a lot. It helps me fall asleep. My problem is I can't
knock me out. Are you trying to roofie me?
Yeah, this would do it. My problem is, like, some people, like, I wake up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep, or I wake up multiple times a night. Me, it's just like getting to sleep, and this stuff actually does help with that. So we'll be talking about them. Please use the link that we'll put in the podcast, and we'll also post it on social media, and get yourself sleep. It's actually a company that is it's sponsored by, or used by, I guess I should say, a lot of athletic facilities, because sleep is important.
Also,
Anyway.
if you're not part of Thunderbolts, join Thunderbolts. We're going to try to do a group baseball game. They're doing hockey, Tampa Bay Rays hockey jerseys on September 12th. So I think we're going to look into doing group tickets on that, if anybody wants to go to that. And we are going to start looking into doing a group game, where we will see about getting group ticket prices, seats together.
Away game.
Yes, an away game. My dream was going to try to do Colorado, but
First week of the season.
it's 3 weeks into the season. I already looked at flights, and it's like $330 per person, before hotels or tickets to the game. So that's probably out the door. I can tell you, maybe Carolina. We did do that one before. That's fun because we can all drive there. We literally had a just cars after car after car just driving behind each other. We all stayed in the same areas. We went to
I'll wave from the plane when I see the line.
We did the night before, we did Checkers versus the Crunch AHL game, and it was dollar beer night. And then we went from Charlotte the next day to Raleigh, and all had lunch together, and then went to the game. So that might be something that we look into doing again. Dallas was fun. Dallas is a great time. So Nashville, I want to go, but
picnics are a thing of the past.
Huh?
Picnics are a thing of the past.
No, I'm still trying to do one this off season. It's just hard to get some stuff together.
Gotcha. There is a lightning event here in the next couple weeks. I guess we should mention it. I'm going to try to go to it, actually. That is the Bolts Brew Fest 7/25. So it's not this Saturday. It's the following Saturday. 50 plus breweries, 7 o'clock, 21 and up. I'm going to try to go. I'm pulling some strings right now to get some tickets. So what I want to do is I want to do some recording there. So I don't know if you guys are ready for Drunk Shooter on the scene at but I'm gonna try.
I know Ellen's trying to get rid of hers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
she's got the VIP ones, I think.
Well, maybe both of us will be there. So if you are,
I will not.
You're going to be at Bolts Brew Fest. Hit us up and let us know. Maybe we'll see there. Maybe me. We'll see me there. Thomas Schooley's probably going to be whipping up some pizza somewhere. All right. One more question in the chat. We don't want to leave you hanging here. Cooch, last year in Tampa, what do you think?
I don't think so either. I think this could be why we don't pick up another player. Because I think that could be... If we pick up another player, I'd imagine it'd probably be a 1-year deal or something, because they got to give him the house next year. I mean, I think Philly and Anaheim really just screwed the rest of the league with how contracts are going to go going forward.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm expecting any day a Kucherov extension being announced. Remember, he signed through the rest of this upcoming season, so we just got to slap that extension on. And if that happens, you might see a video straight from my cell phone wherever I am when that happens. But as far as shows go, I swear I've said this last 3 shows. We are done for a while. Truly, there is nothing happening between July 17th and training camp. So until training camp happens, don't expect to see this show.
Unless something major happens.
Yeah, I'm going to post some videos, and we're going to post some pictures. We'll post some stuff. But as far as the podcast version, we're shutting it down for real for at least a month. Right? Okay. You got anything else for the fine people of Tampa Bay and beyond?
No, great being back, and let's hope for a great season. And what do you think? We'll do a training camp one and then a preseason one with.
Definitely going to at least one day of training camp for sure. So I'm going to have, once training camp is up and running, that's when we're really going to get started again. And as far as we know, it will be Wednesday nights and more video next year. I wanted to do it this past season, but we're going to bring Thomas Schooley to every vendor at Amalie Arena, and he's going to do a food review. I'm going to do it with him, but somebody's got to hold the camera. So I might have to get one of those freaking stupid selfie cameras, or like a selfie stick. But
You can't bring coffee sticks in there.
well, we're probably not supposed to record in there at all. Us, they have us on the wall. Do not. But definitely more videos coming this season.
By the way, congrats to the Lightning social media team for winning the Stanley Award yesterday. NHL Stanley Award for the best social media team. So congrats to them picking up another award.
Good for them. Those people all work very hard. They do a great job. Personally, not impressed with today's schedule reveal. You can go on Spotify and listen to it. I mean, they're trying to be creative, and it is creative. So I'll give them kudos for that.
Did you see what the Panthers did? Do you have the team's X accounts? Do you have the notifications on for every team in the NHL?
No. What are you, nuts?
Okay, well, apparently I am nuts because I do. And the Panthers literally tweeted out every single, all 84 games.
I did see that, actually. Good job pissing off your own fans, because I saw one of their fans complaining about it. I still think the Vasi Vesna video was just wrong. But anyway, that team does a great job. So good job, everyone on Lightning social media. All right, let's get out of here. Until next time, which will not be for at least a month. This has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.
That's it?
Yo, yo, welcome to the Ice Palace. Welcome to the Ice Palace. That Ice Palace. Ice Palace. Ice Palace. Bill's house.
Tampa, stand up.